Prithvi's complaint to Lord Vishnu. Long, long ago, Prithvi, Mother Earth, was troubled by the sinful act of demons and evil forces. Daityas, demons, caused mayhem, violence, and destruction everywhere. Prithvi went to Mount Sumeru to ask Lord Brahma for help. She cried out, "Evil Kansa, son of Ugrasen, is causing havoc on earth. He has joined evil demon king Arishta, Dhenuka, Keshi, Pralamba, Naraka, Sunda, and Vana to destroy me. Please save me." Lord Brahma heeded to her plea and prayed with her to Lord Vishnu at the north shore of the mighty ocean. Lord Vishnu heard their prayers. He appeared before them and said, "Do not fear, O Prithvi, I will destroy Kansa. 2 strands of my hair will be born on earth as Krishna and his elder brother Sankarshana Balram. They both will kill the demon king and the other evil forces." Prithvi was overjoyed to hear this and profusely thanked Lord Vishnu. Kansa hears the warning. Kansa was an evil demon king of city Mathura. Though Kansa was very cruel, yet he loved his sister Devaki a lot. Devaki was married to Vasudeva, the eldest son of Shursen. Kansa loved her so dearly that he himself drove the wedding chariot of the couple. Just then he heard a prophecy from the sky. "Foolish Kansa, do you know whose chariot you are driving? The 8th son born to Vasudeva and Devaki shall kill you." Kansa was furious. He stopped the chariot at once and took out a sword from the sheath. He charged ahead to kill Devaki, but Vasudeva rushed to save her. "Do not kill my wife, O Kansa," he said. "If you spare the life of my wife, I will give you all our children. You can then do what you must to protect your life." Kansa withdrew upon hearing this. He put Devaki and Vasudeva in prison on the condition that they would give him all their children. The 7th son. Narad was a divine sage who loved to create trouble. One day, Narad visited Kansa and said, "O Kansa, you have extended a warm welcome to me. In return, I shall help you. Beware of the 8th son of Devaki and Vasudeva. He is the reincarnation of Lord Vishnu and he shall kill you." Kansa roared with laughter and said, "Such is my power that I can kill a god if I wish to. I have already put Devaki and Vasudeva in prison. I will kill any child born to them." Cruel Kansa killed 6 of the couple's children. Devaki and Vasudeva could do nothing but lament on their loss. When the 7th child was about to be born, Devaki was deeply upset, but Lord Vishnu sent a solution. Vasudeva's second wife, Rohini, lived in Gokul. The 7th son was sent to her womb by Lord Vishnu. Thus, he was saved from the evil Kansa. The 7th son was named Sankarshana following his birth. Devaki's despair. Though the 7th son was safe yet, Devaki and Vasudeva felt grief for the loss of their 6 children. "How can I bear to see another child being killed by Kansa? Our 7th son is safe. It is our 8th son that I am fearful for now. Lord Vishnu himself is to be born to us. But if evil Kansa finds out about Lord Vishnu's birth, he will not spare him. How can I bear the pain of losing my beloved son?" said a depressing Devaki. Lord Vishnu suddenly appeared in the prison cell. His radiant form lit up the cell. "Do not fear anything. Do not grieve, for your loss is soon to be avenged. I will be coming to save the people of Mathura from the evil clutches of Kansa. I will be born as your 8th child to rescue you from evil Kansa." Lord Vishnu observed. He then told them how he would do so. Devaki and Vasudeva see a ray of hope. Lord Vishnu smiled as he looked at his future parents. He said, "Do not grieve. Your agony shall soon end." Vasudeva looked up hopefully. "O Lord, what should we do? he asked Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu said, "Your friend Nanda is the chief of the cowherds at Gokul. His wife Yashoda is about to give birth to a baby girl named Yoga Maya. You must take me to Gokul and leave me there with Yashoda. Take Yoga Maya back with you to the prison cell." "O Lord Vishnu, we cannot leave the prison cell. How will I escape with you to Gokul? The guards at the prison door," said Vasudeva. "Do not fear, O Vasudeva. When the time comes for you to go to Gokul, nothing shall stand in your way. With my blessing, you will be guided at every step." Hope filled the hearts of Devaki and Vasudeva upon hearing these words. Lord Krishna is born. As the time for Lord Krishna's birth neared, the stars formed a special constellation. A star called Rohini shone brightly. The glittering star comes out only on special occasions. The planets fell in line and the music flowed as gods and apsaras, divine nymphs, danced. The time for Lord Krishna's birth drew near. The Brahmin priests were delighted as magic flowed in the air. Devaki shone like the sun because Lord Vishnu was about to be born to her. So bright was her radiance that no human eye could bear to see her. Lotus flowers blossomed in lakes. Rivers became calm and peaceful. As soon as Lord Krishna was born on the stroke of midnight at Ashtami, flower petals fell from the sky and covered the earth. Prithvi rejoiced at the birth of the Lord. Vasudeva was filled with joy to see his eighth child, who was the incarnation of the divine Lord Vishnu himself. Lord Vishnu performs a miracle. As soon as Lord Krishna was born, Vasudeva became alert. With the blessing of the Lord, the prison chains fettering Vasudeva fell upon. The prison gates opened on their own. The prison guards fell asleep. "There is not a moment to be lost. You must set out for Gokul with our son." Lord Krishna pleaded Devaki to her husband. "You are right. I shall leave for Gokul immediately with him. Evil Kansa should not come to know of the birth of Lord Vishnu, for he will surely destroy our eighth child. I must leave at once," said Vasudeva. "Be careful. May Lord Vishnu guide you safely to Gokul," said Devaki. "Do not doubt Lord Vishnu's blessings. He shall be with us at every step on the way," said Vasudeva. Then he placed Lord Krishna safely in a basket and quickly moved out of the prison cell. He headed with resolve to Gokul. The perilous crossing. As Vasudeva neared the mighty river Yamuna, which had to be crossed to reach Gokul, the rain began to pour down heavily. The crossing was difficult. Vasudeva stepped into the swirling waters with faith in his heart. As thunder boomed and lightning cracked across the sky, Vasudeva wondered how he would get to Gokul safely. To protect Lord Krishna from the rain and storm, Sisa, the great serpent, speared his mighty hood and shielded him from the storm. The river was flooded and water level rose high, but just as the wave touched the Lord Krishna's feet, the river calmed down. Even as the rain fell, Vasudeva's firm footsteps guided him to the palace of the chief of the cowherds, Nanda. Vasudeva thought, what if the palace guards see him with my son? Then he saw that Lord Vishnu had put the palace guards to sleep. Vasudeva crossed the sleeping guards at the palace and soon reached Yashoda's birth chamber. Lord Krishna reaches Gokul. Soon Vasudeva reached Gokul and met his friend Nanda. Nanda was beaming with joy on the birth of his daughter. Vasudeva told him the whole story and handed over his son. Nanda gave his daughter Yogmaya to Vasudeva. He kept Nanda's newly born daughter in the basket and took her along to the prison. When Vasudeva reached the prison, he placed the baby girl next to Devaki. As he did so, the prison doors clanged shut. The prison guards awoke. They raised a loud clamor when they saw little Yogmaya. The guards immediately ran to tell evil Kansa about the eighth child. Vasudeva comforted Devaki and said, "Do not worry, Lord Krishna is now safe in Gokul." Kansa will never be able to reach him. Devki said, "It is the blessing of Lord Vishnu that evil Kansa will not be able to harm our son." Kansa's fate was now sealed. Yogmaya warns Kansa. When Kansa heard that the eighth child had been born to Vasudeva and Devki, he ran to the jail. "Where is the eighth child?" Kansa roared. Devki pleaded, "She is a baby girl. How can she harm a mighty king like you? Please don't kill her." But Kansa picked Yogmaya up. "Die now!" thundered evil Kansa as he threw Yogmaya to the ground. The baby girl rose in the air. She was goddess Yognidra, who had been sent by Lord Vishnu to her to teach Kansa a lesson. "O foolish Kansa, the one who will destroy you has been born already. You cannot win. Mark my words. You are going to die." Evil Kansa gaped at her. She laughed and vanished into the sky. Kansa vainly boasted to his evil friends, "I fear no one except my guru, Jarasandha. I will kill any strong male child to safeguard myself." The demon king began to hatch evil plots to kill Lord Krishna. Vasudeva meets Nanda. When goddess Yogamaya told Kansa his days were numbered, the demon king realized that it was futile to jail Devki and Vasudeva. "The god who will destroy me is already born. I should release Devki and Vasudeva," Kansa thought. The couple was allowed to leave the jail. Vasudeva anxiously awaited news about his two sons. One day he received a visit from Nanda. Vasudeva was happy to see Nanda in Mathura. "Oh Nanda, I am blessed to meet you," Vasudeva said. Vasudeva then told Nanda to guard both the boys carefully. "Please have a Namkarana, naming ceremony, for both of them. Do not choose Vrindavan, stay in Gokul only," said Vasudeva. "What is wrong with Vrindavan?" asked Nanda curiously. When Vasudeva told him that evil Kansa might harm the boys, Nanda agreed to remain in Gokul. Vasudeva also told Nanda about why Kansa wanted to destroy Lord Krishna. Nanda realized how important it was to protect both the boys. Nanda leaves for Gokul. After taking leave of Vasudeva in Mathura, Nanda climbed into a palanquin with his child and wife. He told his wife Yashoda about what Vasudeva had said. "I am fearful our son and his brother. If Vasudeva was warned us about Vrindavan, we should heed it. We should remain in Gokul," said Yashoda. After she had heard Nanda, when they reached Gokul, they were happy. Cows stood with their calves and cowherds played with one another. The sweet smell of freshly churned butter and pure curd was everywhere. Beautiful gopis, female cowherds, shone in brightly colored saris, and flowers bloomed by the wayside. Nanda and Yashoda felt joy to see their children chuckle with laughter upon reaching Gokul. Lord Krishna's radiance was bright. His eyes shone like the stars and his sweet smile enchanted everyone. Lord Krishna's mighty powers would soon reveal to the people of Gokul as well as to Nanda and Yashoda. Garga Muni names the children. Nanda and Yashoda arranged for the naming ceremony of both the children. A learned sage, Garga Muni, arrived for the boys' naming ceremony. Delighted at such joyful tidings, Yashoda proudly exclaimed, "Our son will be named by the reversed sage. This is an honor to us." When the sage saw both the boys, he declared, "The two boys before you are sent from heaven to destroy evil on earth. Many demons will attack them, but the two boys will prove victorious every time." Both Nanda and Yashoda were overjoyed to hear this. Garga Muni also said, "Both these boys will rid this land of evil forces." A slight twinge of fear rose in Yashoda's heart as she thought of the demons who would attack the two children. The thought that Garga Muni had predicted the death of all the demons allayed her fears. Garga Muni named the elder boy Sankarshana Balrama and the younger boy Krishna. Baby overturns bullock cart. Yashoda watched over Lord Krishna with care. One day she left Lord Krishna near a chakra bullock cart. while she went to bathe in river Yamuna. Lord Krishna was blissfully asleep for some time. Suddenly, he woke up and moved his arms and legs fretfully. His legs got caught in the wheel of the cart. The gopis watching him became afraid. They feared that the cart would hurt the infant. To their amazement, the cart was overturned. Yashoda heard the noise and ran towards Lord Krishna. She was relieved to find him safe. When she saw the overturned cart, she questioned the gopis. They narrated the whole episode to Yashoda. Yashoda told Nanda about the miracle. Both were astounded about what had happened. Their son was not an ordinary mortal, and they knew he was powerful. But this showed them how strong he was, and that even evil demons would quail before his might. Lord Krishna kills Putana. Kansa instructed all demons to search the entire land for Lord Krishna. One of the most powerful demoness, Putana, found out that Lord Krishna was in Gokul. She took the form of a bird and arrived at Gokul. Then she changed into a gopi and visited Lord Krishna's house. I will feed poisonous milk to the eighth son and he will die, she thought. All of the Gokul was asleep except Lord Krishna. She took Lord Krishna in her arms and started to feed him poisoned milk. Lord Krishna sucked the life out of her, and the evil demoness fell to the ground with a terrible wail. Yashoda and Nanda awoke and came running out of their home. They saw the dead demoness lying on the ground and realized what had happened. Henceforth, Yashoda watched over Lord Krishna with special care. The entire universe. Lord Krishna was once playing with his brother Balram in the courtyard. Both babies were very young. Lord Krishna mischievously ate a handful of clay. Balram said loudly, "Oh mother, come quickly, Krishna is eating mud. He has put wet clay into his mouth." Yashoda cried out in alarm, "Oh Krishna, what have you done? Did you eat the dirty mud?" she asked him. Lord Krishna shook his head innocently. Balram said, "He is lying, oh mother. I saw him eat the mud." Yashoda said, "Open your mouth at once, Krishna. I must see if Balram is right." Lord Krishna's eyes twinkled and there was a smile on his face as he opened his mouth. Yashoda was amazed to see the entire universe in his mouth. Yashoda remembered Garga Muni's words as well as Vasudeva's warning about Kansa. She now believed her son was not human but divine. Trinivatra is defeated by Lord Krishna. Trinivatra was a monstrous demon. Lord Krishna was just a toddler when the wicked demon was sent by evil Kansa to destroy him. Trinivatra was a demon who could create whirlwinds and cause storms. "How easy it will be for me to kill this infant Krishna," thought the demon. Soon he reached Gokul to destroy him. As he saw Lord Krishna come near him, evil Trinivatra emerged from the shadows and attacked him. The demon tossed the Lord into a strong whirlwind and took him away from home. Yashoda and all the gopis were frantic with worry, for they could not find Lord Krishna anywhere. "Where is my son?" cried Yashoda. Lord Krishna smiled as he tossed the demon against a rock and destroyed him. After a long search, Yashoda and the gopis found Lord Krishna playing on the dead demon's chest. Yashoda joyously picked her son up and hugged him with relief. The Butter Thief. Lord Krishna has fondness for butter or makhan. He would often look for pots of curd and butter. As Gokul was a place where butter was churned by the gopis regularly, Lord Krishna always managed to steal butter. Due to this reason, he was called Makhan Chor or Butter Thief. The girls of Gokul, known as the gopis, were maidens who churned the curd and cream to make butter. They would often complain to Yashoda how Krishna stole makhan from their houses. Though Krishna troubled gopis, yet they were very enchanted by his divine beauty and his innocence. Lord Krishna continued to play tricks on the gopis, but they loved his mischief. Yashoda would often think, "I wonder what my little boy is up to now." Krishna uproots giant Arjuna and amla trees. As Lord Krishna grew up, he became more and more mischievous. One day, Yashoda got tired of his pranks and tied him to the Oakley vessel for grounding spices. "O Krishna, I will tie you so that you may not go away. Now let me see how you create trouble," Yashoda said. She went off inside the home to do some work. Lord Krishna smiled and walked when tied to the oak tree. There were two giant Arjuna and Amla trees next to each other. Lord Krishna walked through the trees, tied with the oak tree, and got stuck between them. Such was his power that both the trees on either side were uprooted as the gopis present watched in shock. A gopi ran and informed Yashoda about this. Yashoda ran to where Lord Krishna stood with both the trees on either side. She realized that Lord Krishna's power knew no bounds. She hugged him tight as he laughed in his mother's arms. Lord Krishna would soon face mighty demons in his battle against evil. Move to Vrindavan. After the repeated attacks of demons, Yashoda was worried about the safety of Lord Krishna. "We must move away from Gokul," said Yashoda to Nanda worriedly. "Why should we do that?" asked the chief of the cowherds. "Nanda, if we live here, there might be more demon attacks on Krishna. I'm afraid for him," said Yashoda. "Our son is not an ordinary human, so why worry?" asked Nanda. "We already know this, but he is just a young boy," replied Yashoda. Then Yashoda recollected and narrated how Lord Krishna's mouth contained the entire universe and how he had defeated dangerous demons. Nanda agreed to move to Vrindavan for his son's safety. Both husband and wife, along with Lord Krishna and Balram, moved to lush Vrindavan. Yashoda was content in the hope that her son would be safe in Vrindavan, though she knew he was the divine Lord himself. Lord Krishna plays pranks. As time passed, Lord Krishna and Balram grew up into strong and happy children. Lord Krishna would always be dressed in yellow garments while Balram was attired in blue clothes. Yashoda would often watch them from the corner of her eyes just to reassure herself that they were fine. One day, a gopi came to complain to Yashoda. "Kanhaiya is very naughty," said the unhappy gopi. Lord Krishna was well loved by all and he was affectionately called Kanhaiya by the gopis. "What did my Krishna do?" asked Yashoda. The gopi complained, "When I went to milk the cow in the morning, I saw that someone had untied the calf. The little calf had reached the cow and drunk all the milk. As I looked around to catch the culprit who untied it, I saw your son smiling mischievously at me," said the gopi. Yashoda understood how clever and compassionate her son was. Lord Krishna steals curd. One day, an irritated gopi entered Lord Krishna's home. "Mother Yashoda, your child Krishna is a thief," she thundered. "Why do you call him a thief?" asked Yashoda. No sooner were the words out of her mouth than the gopi started complaining bitterly. "I tied a pot of curd from the ceiling so that no one might eat it. Krishna came into the house and broke the pot with a stone. He ate the curd and even gave some to his naughty friends," said the dismayed gopi. "Do not despair, O gopi. I will keep a close watch over my son and keep him from stealing your curd," promised Yashoda. With great difficulty and many pleas, she was finally able to reassure the gopi. She continued to marvel at how clever her little son was. Lord Krishna became more adept at stealing butter and curd as time passed. Lord Krishna and his friends. Whenever Yashoda felt that her son had finally stopped playing tricks, Lord Krishna played yet another prank on an unsuspecting gopi. The unhappy girl came to Yashoda to complain about this. "Kanhaiya has done it again," complained the gopi as she approached Mother Yashoda. Without even waiting for her to say a word, the gopi plunged into bitter complaints. "I tied a pot of butter high above the ground so that no one might touch it. When my back was turned, Kanhaiya along with his friends made a pyramid and reached the pot. They helped themselves to the butter and I only saw them leaving because I turned around at that moment," complained the gopi. "When I asked Kanhaiya about this, he said maybe a cat ate the butter." Yashoda did not know which way to look when she heard this. Yashoda scolds Krishna. Yashoda was very unhappy about the complaints regarding Lord Krishna which she got from the gopis. "Oh Krishna, Look how the gopis are complaining about you, said Yashoda. Lord Krishna, who was standing in the corner, looked sadly at her. Big teardrops rolled down his cheeks as he felt sad for his mother. Hearing him cry, all the gopis came to the house. Seeing his tears and his sad, innocent face, the gopis started to protect him. Please do not scold Kanhaiya, one of the gopis pleaded with Yashoda. Another tried to reason. He is only a little child, please do not blame him. As everyone loved him dearly, no one wanted to see him cry, and even Yashoda could not bring herself to scold him anymore. Lord Krishna stopped crying and became happy again. The deep affection that the gopis felt for him grew stronger as time passed. The fruit seller's call. One afternoon, the sun was shining brightly in the sky and all of Vrindavan was at peace. Lord Krishna was happily playing by himself at home. He was alone in the house as the others were resting in the hot afternoon. Suddenly, Lord Krishna heard a woman's voice calling out, "Have some fruits, have some big and juicy fruits. Buy my fruits to quench your thirst on a hot summer day." Lord Krishna thought, this sounds nice. I could eat some juicy and tasty fruit to ease my thirst. He came out of the house and went towards the woman. "Lady, what are you selling these fruits for?" asked Lord Krishna. "If you could give me something in return, I could let you have them," said the fruit seller. Lord Krishna decided to get some grains from the house to buy the fruits. Lord Krishna plays the fruit seller. Lord Krishna ran into his house and looked for some grain. His tiny fists could only hold a few grains. Some of these fell out even as Lord Krishna ran towards the fruit seller. "Can you give me fruits in return for these grains?" called out Lord Krishna. When he held out the grains to her, she felt deep love for his innocence. So in return for just a few grains, she gave him many fruits even though she was very poor. What a sweet and innocent child! I do not regret giving him so many fruits for just a few grains even though I cannot afford to, thought the fruit seller as she walked home. When she reached home, she opened the bag containing the grains Lord Krishna had given her. To the fruit seller's surprise, all the grains had turned into valuable gems. They shone with a beautiful sheen unlike any other jewel found on the earth. Kalia, the Serpent King. Along the mighty river Yamuna, there lived a huge snake called Kalia. He was the king of serpents and so strong that he had destroyed the trees along the river bank. Due to his presence in the water had become poisonous. He had devastated all life forms in and around the river. In fact, if a bird flew across the river and the poisonous water would splash on it, the bird would burn. The troubled people of Vrindavan complained to Lord Krishna. Because of him, no one can drink the water of the river. He can kill anything which comes in his way. Lord Krishna thought, this evil snake will destroy more lives. I must stop it. Krishna, what are you thinking? Asked Balram curiously. Brother, this is the same snake that fled from Garuda and found a home here. We must kill him. So Lord Krishna left for the river banks to punish the snake. Lord Krishna meets Kalia. Soon Lord Krishna reached the banks of river Yamuna. He climbed up the Kadamba tree and jumped into the water. Just as he dived into the water, the poisonous water splashed on the tree and burnt it. As Lord Krishna was an incarnation of Lord Vishnu, his blue body was undamaged by the venomous waters. The black serpent was livid with anger that someone had dared to swim in his waters. Who is so foolish as to step into my water? Do you not know that you will burn with the poison that I spread in the river? My anger and rage will consume you with evil fire and you will not live to regret this, thundered the snake. Since he was the king of the serpents, his loyal snakes and their wives were alerted to see the enraged king. Kalia redid himself to kill Lord Krishna. Kalia and his snakes attacked Lord Krishna. All the snakes, along with Kalia, tried to poison Lord Krishna. Whenever he swam, the snakes surrounded him and tried to bite him. Their red eyes shone with anger and they hissed with malice as they circled him. However, Lord Krishna was an incarnation of Lord Vishnu, and so the snakes could not overcome him. Kalia encircled his tail around Krishna and dived into the bottom of the river. Meanwhile, Balram and his friends ran to Vrindavan, where they told everyone what was happening. Nanda, Yashoda, and Balram, along with other people, ran to the banks of the Yamuna. "Where is my Krishna?" wailed Yashoda in fear and pain. Then they all saw a vision that left them shocked. Lord Krishna grew larger and larger in size. The radiant light from Lord Krishna's body blinded the snakes. Kalia's wives prayed to Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna attacked the mighty serpent king. He brought Kalia's hood down and climbed on it. "Krishna, my son, please be careful," cried out anguished Yashoda. Thus began the dance of Lord Krishna on the hood of the king of serpents, Kalia. Kalia was squeezed under the weight of Lord Krishna and was almost out of breath, as the incarnation of Lord Vishnu himself danced on the hood of the mighty serpent. All the other snakes watched in fear. Many of them vanished deep beneath the surface of the water, so that they might escape the wrath of Lord Krishna. When Kalia's many wives realized that their husband was about to meet with his destruction, they started to cry. Kalia was squeezed under the weight of Lord Krishna and was almost out of breath. They started praying to Lord Krishna to forgive Kalia and spare his life. Kalia begs for mercy. As Lord Krishna danced on Kalia's mighty hood, Kalia felt immense pain. He trembled with terror to realize that he was about to meet his end. "If I do not beg for mercy now, I will surely die," thought the king of the serpents. The mighty serpent also understood that the young boy dancing on his hood could not be an ordinary mortal. In sheer terror, the truth sank into Kalia's mind that his tormentor was in truth Lord Vishnu. So he begged, "Have mercy on me, I regret my mistake." So the serpent is ready to accept defeat. Though he is evil, yet he is ready to accept his mistake and he is begging for mercy. His wife are also pleading for mercy, thought Lord Krishna. As the incarnation of Lord Vishnu, he was filled with compassion even for the poisonous serpent, who decided to show mercy to the snake. Lord Krishna spares Kalia's life. The king of the serpents bowed down to Lord Krishna. "Kalia, I have decided to spare your life," Lord Krishna said. Kalia and his wife started to thank Lord Krishna. "Do not thank me, for it is my nature to spare the lives of those who truly repent for their evil ways. As you have accepted defeat at my hands, I must spare your life. My lord, you have defeated even me, the mighty Kalia. You are feared by the demon king Kalsa as well," said the frightened snake. "You will know me by my mercy and compassion, but there is a price for your release. Are you willing to pay it?" asked Lord Krishna. Knowing that he had no choice but to accept the condition, Kalia said, "Yes, my lord. I will accept any condition that you place before me so that I may secure my release." Kalia leaves River Yamuna. Lord Krishna decided to rid River Yamuna of Kalia. "Kalia, you must leave the waters of the Yamuna forever. You cannot remain here and poison these waters. The passers-by, birds as well as trees are suffering the ill effects of the venom you spread in the water," said Lord Krishna. Hearing this, the mighty Kalia started to weep. "This is my home, O Lord. If I go back to the mighty ocean, Garuda will never spare me, my wives or even my fellow snakes." Kalia cried out in his misery. Lord Krishna sensed that Kalia's misery was indeed deep. He said, "Do not fear, Kalia. The mark of my feet on your hood will protect you from the wrath of Garuda when you reach the mighty ocean." Hearing this, Kalia was relieved. He understood that true power is full of compassion and love. Kalia realized that the divine forces had blessed him through his encounter with Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna purifies the Yamuna. Kalia's wives, his family and relatives began to thank Lord Krishna. Kalia said, "I am leaving the waters of the Yamuna with a blessing, all because of your mercy. O Lord, now I can return to the mighty ocean where I belong." His duel with Lord Krishna had led to Kalia's defeat, but Lord Krishna's compassion filled the serpent king's heart with peace. Kalia and his wives, along with all the other snakes, returned to the mighty ocean. Once they left, the waters of river Yamuna were purified and freed of poison. Lord Krishna then returned to the shore where Yashoda, Nanda, and Balram, along with many people from Vrindavan, were standing. Seeing the defeat of the mighty serpent and his snakes at the hands of Lord Krishna, the gopis let out loud cheers. Dhenukasura's Tala Grove. The cowherds at Vrindavan would often long for fruits from the tala trees in grove. They also wished they could leave their cattle there to graze. But this was not possible because a Daitya, demon named Dhenuka, lived there. Dhenuka was a demon who looked almost like a donkey but ate a deer's meat. He lived in tala groves with his fellow Daityas. He was evil and ferocious. One day, the cowherds requested Krishna and Balram to get fruit from the tala grove. "Do not worry, my fellow cowherds. Krishna and I will soon get the fruits," said Balram. "Be careful, Balram. The evil demon Dhenuka, who lives there with his fellow Daityas, kicks anyone who enters the tala grove," warned the cowherds. Lord Krishna merely smiled at this, for he knew that the reason he was entering the grove was that Dhenukasura was about to die. Fight against Dhenukasura. Balram and Lord Krishna entered the tala grove. It appeared deserted. Both of them picked fruits from the trees. Suddenly, one of the fruits fell to the ground with a loud thud. The sound of the falling fruit broke the uneasy silence in the grove. This alerted demon Dhenuka, who guarded the grove. The two turned around to the sound of the thudding hooves as he came charging out. The ugly body of Dhenukasura was a hideous sight to behold. More terrifying was the angry hatred in his eyes as he charged towards Lord Krishna and Balram. "How dare you enter my grove, you foolish boys? I will destroy you," shouted the angry demon. As Dhenukasura ran towards them, Lord Krishna merely smiled as he stood fearless. Dhenukasura reached Balram first and he tried to kick him. Balram lifted him up in his hands. He then hurled the demon against the rocks and destroyed him. The tala grove becomes safe. As demon Dhenuka, who claimed the tala grove, remained motionless on the ground after Balram had attacked him, the other Daityas roared in anger. "This mere boy has killed our beloved Dhenukasura," cried one of the Daityas. "Let us teach both the boys a lesson." Saying this, all the donkey-shaped demons charged toward the two boys. As they were coming towards the two, Lord Krishna and Balram smiled at each other. "Do you wish to meet with the same end as Dhenukasura?" called out Lord Krishna. The Daityas became even more incensed at this. "We are not afraid of you, whoever you are. Our combined evil might defeat you," roared one of the bigger Daityas. But none of the Daityas survived the attack. At Lord Krishna and Balram finished them off one by one. Finally, the tala grove was safe once again, thanks to Lord Krishna and Balram. Pralambasura abducts Balram. Meanwhile, one of Kansa's friends, an evil demon, Pralamba, soon located Lord Krishna and Balram. He disguised himself as a villager and went to Vrindavan to destroy the two brothers. He joined the other cowherds playing a wrestled match with Balram. The rule of the game was that the loser had to carry the winner on his shoulders. Pralambasura lost the game to Balram purposely. He picked Balram up and started running away from Lord Krishna and the others. His body changed back into a monstrous form as he carried Balram away. "Krishna, this demon is carrying me away. What shall I do?" cried Balram. Lord Krishna said, "Brother, you are powerful enough to defeat him." Hearing this, Balram remembered who he was and he gathered his strength to attack the villainous demon. Pralambasura's red eyes shone and with malice as he tightened his grip on Balram. Balaram kills Pralambasura. Balram struck the evil demon Pralamba on the head with all his might. Balram was also an incarnation of Lord Vishnu, just like Lord Krishna. So Balram had divine strength in his veins, and when he struck the blow on Pralambasura's head, it was like the impact of 1,000 punches. Facing such a powerful blow, the demon reeled under shock. The force of the blow was so strong that the demon fell senseless on the ground. In one mighty stroke, Balram had killed the demon. Lord Krishna said, "You are just as strong as I, brother. Never fear evil again." Balram realized his own strength and said, Krishna, the sight of that monstrous demon was horrific, but I heard your words and realized he was no match for me. The cowherds stared at the dead demon with astonishment. They praised Balram for relieving them from the evil. Prayers to Lord Indra. The villages of Gokul and Vrindavan had an age-old custom. Every year, all the people offered grand prayers to Lord Indra, the god of rains, to provide the much-needed rain. That year again, everyone in the village was busy preparing for the event. Amused by this, Lord Krishna wanted to know what was happening. He tried to find out from Mother Yashoda, but she was too busy. She said, Krishna, go and ask your father. Do not disturb me with your questions. There is a lot of work to be done. So Lord Krishna went to his father, who was busy in discussion with the village elders. Very slowly he approached Nanda and said, Father, you all seem to be busy in the preparation of something. No one is ready to tell me anything. Will you please tell me what is happening? Nanda smiled at him. Govardhan Hill. Nanda explained to Lord Krishna very calmly. He said, we are getting ready to offer a prayer service to Lord Indra, the Lord of Rains. Our wealth is cattle, and for their food, we require fresh grass, which grows on the hills only because of rain. So, for timely rains, we offer prayers to Lord Indra. Pleased by our prayers, he will bless us with seasonal rains. Not satisfied with the reasons put up by his father, Krishna said, Father, what has Lord Indra to do with rains? Rains are a natural event, and why should Lord Indra meddle with it? We are simple wandering folks who live in these forests and on the slope of these hills. This Govardhan hill nourishes our cows with green grass. So, is it not proper that we worship the Govardhan, the holy men and cows? The elders were surprised at Krishna's words. They debated for a long time on this and finally agreed to offer prayers to the Govardhan. Offerings to Govardhan. Lord Krishna had convinced everyone in the village to offer prayers to Govardhan Hill instead of Lord Indra. He took the lead and said, prepare a variety of dishes from sweets to savories. Collect all the available milk for offering. Bring the holy men well versed in Vedas to perform the ceremony. Arrange a huge feast for poor people. Feed the holy cows with green grass to their fill. Everyone in the village obeyed Lord Krishna. They made offerings to Govardhan Hill. To the surprise of the people, the hill consumed large quantities of the offerings. Actually, it was Lord Krishna who had assumed a huge form of the spirit of the hill and consumed the offerings. However, in heaven, Lord Indra was furious for being deprived of the sacrifice. Look, the cowherd clan has ignored me and offered their praise to a hill, he said to a group of clouds. Lord Indra's anger. Lord Indra was very angry and jealous that the cowherds had worshipped the Govardhan Hill. Forgetting the divine position of Lord Krishna, Indra thought, these cowherds have neglected my authority on the advice of a talkative boy, Krishna. He is nothing but a child, and by believing this child, they have enraged him. Indra decided to send a storm to devastate the village, thinking, all these years I have heard their plea and helped them to prosper, and is this what I get in return? It's time they know who the real God is. I'll send the most dangerous rains and thunderstorms. They will destroy the entire village of Vrindavan. Let me see who saves them. He ordered the clouds, go and rain heavily all over the hill and destroy the whole clan. I shall follow you shortly. All of a sudden it began to rain heavily on the hill. The frightening rain. The heavy rains were followed by thunder and lightning. Furious winds blew away all the trees. The cowherd settlement became submerged in water. The panic-stricken cows wandered here and there. The people were frightened and alarmed and ran out of their homes. What they saw outside took their breath away. It was noon, but the entire village had become pitch dark. The sun was nowhere to be seen. Krishna, Lord Indra is furious. We all did what you said. Now please protect us from this terrible rain. They pleaded to Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna consoled the people of the village. We had offered our prayers to Govardhan Hill, our savior. He will protect us now. Saying so, he went to the foot of the hill. He asked everyone to stand in the cover of the hill and bring their cattle too. All the villagers stood under the covers of the hill with their cattle and other belongings. Lord Krishna's miracle. After all the people and animals had stood under the covers of Govardhan Hill in a miraculous show of strength, Lord Krishna lifted Govardhan Hill with one finger to make the hill form a huge umbrella. People stopped breathing in awe. A small boy had lifted a mountain on his little finger. Everyone crowded underneath it and remained safe until the rain stopped. It poured heavily for 7 days, and Krishna stood still lifting the hill all that time. Lord Indra was amazed by the powers of Krishna and ordered the clouds to retreat. As he saw this, Krishna said, "We need not worry now. The rains have stopped. You may come out now and return home." When everyone had come out of their shelter, Lord Krishna reinstalled the mountain in its original place. Lord Indra was shocked to see this. He couldn't believe that a little boy could perform such a miracle. Lord Indra's apology. Lord Indra realized the truth of the Lord Krishna's descent on earth. He thought, "Oh, what a fool I have been. Lord Krishna is a divine being with miraculous powers. I challenged the Supreme Lord in my blind pride and jealousy." Coming down to earth, he bowed before Lord Krishna and sought forgiveness. He praised him and sang hymns in praise of his glories. The all-merciful Lord Krishna hugged Lord Indra in the most loving gesture of brotherhood. Thus Lord Krishna taught Lord Indra a lesson to hold back his pride and vanity. Indra did not believe Krishna was God and humiliated him by producing rain and storm, but by protecting all the villagers, Lord Krishna showed that he can easily control the entire universe on the tip of his little finger. From that day on, Lord Krishna came to be known as Girdhari, Girdhar and Govardhandhari, or the one who lifted Govardhan Hill or Mount Giri Govardhan. Lord Krishna meets Radha. One day Nanda, the chief of the cowherds, received an invitation from Vrishbhanu to visit his family. Nanda along with his wife Yashoda and Lord Krishna went to visit them. Vrishbhanu had been King Suchandra in his previous life. As a king, Vrishbhanu and his wife Kalvati had received a boon from Lord Brahma that a daughter named Radha would be born to them in another life. Radha was the incarnation of goddess Lakshmi herself. Her fair skin shone with her inner radiance. She had long black hair and beautiful door-shaped eyes. When Lord Krishna saw the gentle and sweet Radha, he felt instant affection for her. "Will you be my friend?" Lord Krishna asked charming Radha. "I was hoping you would ask me that," Radha smilingly said. Thus a deep bond of friendship and affection formed between the two children. Lord Krishna grew more attached to Radha as he became older. The gopis are jealous of Radha. As Lord Krishna grew older, he remained very close to Radha. All the gopis who gathered around him and played with him complained, "He is always talking to Radha. Why doesn't he talk to us all the time instead?" A gopi sighed and said, "I would give anything to be Radha." As much as he liked Radha, Lord Krishna was also jealous of her fair face. One day he applied color on her face as a mark of protest. Radha laughingly put color on Lord Krishna's face too. The gopis laughed with delight at this. Lord Krishna said, "You are laughing, so I must put color on you too." Thus he put color on the faces of some of the protesting yet amused gopis. Soon all the children started putting color on one another's faces. This was the initiation of the Indian festival of Holi in Vrindavan, in which people play with colors. Lord Krishna tricks the gopis. One day when the gopis were bathing in the river, Lord Krishna crept quietly up on the banks of the river and stole their clothes. He then climbed up a nearby tree and placed a heap of clothes on a high branch. The gopis had been too busy to notice Krishna, so they did not suspect anything. They prepared to come out, though they were shocked to see their clothes missing. It was only when they heard Krishna laughing that they realized what had actually happened. "Please give our clothes back, Krishna, they pleaded from inside the water. "I will return your clothes if you all fold your hands and raise them above your heads in total surrender," Krishna said. Though very reluctant and highly embarrassed, the gopis finally agreed and did as they were told. Immediately got their clothes back. In reality, Krishna was freeing the gopis of their ego and teaching them to surrender themselves in front of the Supreme. The two cowherds. As they grew older, Nanda decided to give Lord Krishna and Balram some responsibilities. In their village, young cowherds were given the responsibility of taking care of calves. So Nanda gave the two brothers charge of the calves. "You must take care of that the little calves are well fed and remain safe at all times," instructed Nanda. Thus, along with the other young cowherds, Lord Krishna and Balram started taking care of the calves. They took them to the pastures every morning and returned home every evening. When they went out for cattle grazing in the pastures, Krishna often played the flute. They also ate amalki and bale fruits. Often to amuse themselves, they mimicked the sounds of cows and bulls and even other animals and birds. However, danger would soon come to the two brothers and the cowherds. They feared nothing, for Lord Krishna was with them. Vatsasura's plan. Once a demon named Vatsa was encouraged by evil Kansa to attack Lord Krishna. "Who can withstand my power? If I kill Lord Krishna, the demon world will sing my praises," thundered Vatsasura. Thus, he went to Vrindavan and observed Lord Krishna's activities carefully. "I can easily trick this boy and his brother by turning into a calf and slipping into their flock. They will not notice me and I will be able to attack them with ease," he plotted. While the cattle grazed, Lord Krishna and Balram played on the banks of river Yamuna. Demon Vatsa quickly changed from his monstrous form into a small, innocent-looking calf. Then he mingled with the other calves so that he might escape being caught by the two brothers. However, Lord Krishna was the eighth incarnation of Lord Vishnu. He sensed something was wrong at once. He stopped playing with Balram and motioned to his elder brother to follow him behind a tree. Lord Krishna kills Vatsasura. "Brother, don't look now, but there is an evil demon in our herd that has changed himself into a calf. But we can catch him if we are clever," Lord Krishna said to Balram. Both of them planned a simple course of action to catch the cunning demon. Then the brothers sneaked up on the calf, who was Vatsasura in disguise. Soon they both surrounded him so quietly that the demon was unaware of them. Even as Balram watched, Lord Krishna quickly caught hold of the demon calf's legs and tail and started whipping him around forcefully. Then he threw him up in the air. The demon calf fell from the impact on the ground and died. Vatsasura's clever ruse to disguise himself as a calf and trick Lord Krishna had failed, as he was no match for Lord Krishna. Balram and all other cowherds cheered happily to see the death of the evil. Bakasura swallows Lord Krishna. One day, the friend of evil Kansa, Baka, an evil demon, decided to attack Lord Krishna. He took the form of a massive creature and reached Vrindavan. There, all the cowherds were drinking water from the banks of river Yamuna as their calves were being watered. Just then, they saw Bakasura, a crane-like animal which was as big as a hill. "Krishna, what will we do now?" cried the cowherds. Lord Krishna said, "Be calm. This evil demon will meet with his end at my hands." All except Lord Krishna stepped aside. Bakasura ran in his crane-like form with his massive talons and sharp beak towards Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna stood calmly and fearlessly as the demon edged closer. To the cowherd's horror, evil Bakasura opened his beak and swallowed Lord Krishna. "Krishna, how could this happen? Who will save us now?" the cowherds cried in sorrow. Lord Krishna kills Bakasura. As Lord Krishna entered Bakasura's throat, Bakasura felt pain and a fiery sensation. He struggled to breathe. As everyone watched in awe, Krishna opened the beaks of Bakasura and ripped him apart. The cowherds cheered and Balram cried in joy, "My brother is safe, praise be to the heavens." However, Bakasura gathered the little strength he had left and attacked Lord Krishna. Again, using his sharp beak and razor-like talons. Lord Krishna caught hold of the beak and broke it into two. Then he killed Bakasura so effortlessly that the onlookers were amazed. This incident clearly proved that even a demon of such a massive size was no match for Lord Krishna. He could destroy such evil monsters with a mere flick of his finger. Soon word spread among the demons that the Lord himself was born on earth to destroy evil. Lord Krishna is praised. When Lord Krishna killed evil demon Baka, flower petals were showered on him from the skies as the gods celebrated the death of a monstrous entity. To signal the victory of good over evil, shankhas, conch shells were blown. The sound of the celebrity bugles and drums resounded in the skies. Beautiful melodies sung by the apsaras and nymphs flowed from the heavens in celebration. But the cowherds felt the deepest joy. They all ran to their village praising the Lord. We saw our Lord Krishna kill the evil demon, which was as strong as 1,000 bulls, one of them said. Another one said the evil demon was very powerful, but he was no match for Lord Krishna. Thus, the men and the women of Vrindavan cheered at yet another triumphant victory of Lord Krishna. However, amidst all these celebrations, Mother Yashoda was worried about the safety of her son. Krishna consumes the forest fire. One day, while Lord Krishna and his friends were playing while grazing, their cattle wandered into the deep forest. Soon they started searching everywhere for the cattle, but could not find them. Krishna played his magic flute. Usually, the cows came running at the sound of the flute, but that day they did not come. Rather, they moved from afar. Krishna and his friends followed their sounds and went into the forest. They were shocked to see that the forest was engulfed in a fire and huge flames surrounded the cows. The cowherds cried, "Krishna, please help." Krishna consoled, "Don't be afraid, close your eyes and do not open them until I say so." When his friends obeyed him, Lord Krishna used his yogic power and consumed the fire into his mouth. Then he said to his friends, "Now open your eyes." When they opened their eyes, there was no fire. They returned home praising Krishna all the way. Krishna and Kamdhenu. After Lord Krishna had humbled Lord Indra, a divine cow named Kamdhenu came to meet him from Devlok, the abode of the gods. Kamdhenu had divine powers and she could grant any wish. She said to Krishna, "You are protecting all the cows, who are my children. To us, you are the Lord of Lords. Brahma has directed us to perform the ceremonial bath of crowning you as our Indra." Seeing so, Kamdhenu gave Lord Krishna the coronation bath, pouring the holy waters brought from the heavens and her own milk. Then Kamdhenu said to Krishna, "My Lord, from now on you will be lovingly called Govinda. You are Govinda because you protect the cows and also the entire world. Lord Indra is only the Lord of gods, but you are the Indra for all living beings." The whole village rejoiced at this event. Then Kamdhenu took leave of Krishna and returned to Devlok. Krishna releases Sudarshan. On the night of Shivratri, the people of Vrindavan were resting in the Ambikavan forest. At midnight, a python slithered up to Nanda and began devouring him. Nanda cried out, "Krishna, this python is swallowing me, please save me." Hearing this, all the men began beating the python with blazing logs of fire, but it did not release Nanda. Then Lord Krishna touched the python with his foot and the python shed its body. It turned into a handsome divine being and bowed before Lord Krishna. He said, "I am Vidyadhara, a celestial being who has acquired all knowledge, named Sudarshan. Once I saw some unattractive sages while traveling on my aerial transport. Being proud of my beauty, I ridiculed them. So a sage named Angira changed me into a python, saying that when Lord Krishna would touch me with his feet, I would regain my original form." Saying so, Sudarshan left while the people of Vrindavan admired Krishna speechlessly. Ras Leela. Lord Krishna, Radha and the gopis were regularly performed The Ras Leela, a joyous dance to lively music. The gopis would form a youth circle and perform Dandiya Ras. They would dance in rhythm, holding small wooden sticks in hands. Radha and Krishna danced in the center, lost in deep love for each other. Radha's love for Krishna was far beyond the mundane and worldly feelings. She had such a close bond with him that they would share thoughts even in periods of physical separation. Radha was Krishna's constant companion and advisor and stayed with him for over 10 years till he left for Mathura. Such was the love of Krishna for the gopis that he would manifest into multiple forms of himself, so that no gopi might ever feel neglected. Thus, none of the gopis ever felt jealous or envious of Radha, for each gopi had a Krishna all to herself. Krishna and Sankachuda. One night, Lord Krishna and Balram went to their favorite spot on the banks of the Yamuna. While Krishna played the flute, his friends, the gopis, and even the cows ran to the banks of the river. As they all danced around Lord Krishna, a demon named Sankachuda happened to be passing by. He was charmed by the beauty of the gopis and quietly carried some of them away. But the gopis cried out, "Krishna, save us! This demon is taking us away." Immediately, Lord Krishna and Balram started chasing Sankachuda. The demon had heard about Lord Krishna. Frightened, he left the gopis and fled for his life. In no time, Krishna overtook him and gave him a blow on his head. Sankachuda died on the spot. Lord Krishna took out a jewel crest from his chest and presented it to Balram to wear. The gopis thanked Lord Krishna for saving their lives. Lord Krishna outwits Brahma. One day, Lord Krishna was in the meadows with his cowherd friends and their calves. They were playing pranks on one another, and the calves slipped away into the forest. "Where are our calves?" one of the cowherds suddenly exclaimed. Lord Krishna said, "Dear friends, do not worry. I will go and look for the calves." While he was searching for the calves, Brahma, the god of creation, decided to play a trick on them. He put the cowherds into a deep sleep and transported them along with the calves into a cave. When Lord Krishna returned, he realized at once what had happened. So he created the cowherds and the calves from his multiple selves and took them home. Brahma went to Vrindavan gleefully to see the result of his trick, and he was amazed to see the cowherds and the calves with Lord Krishna. When Lord Krishna revealed what he had done, Brahma started to see multiple figures of him instead of the cows and the cowherds. Aghasura becomes angry. Agha was a mighty demon. Even the denizens of heaven were afraid of him. Lord Krishna had destroyed Bakasura and Putana. Aghasura was their younger brother and he was thirsting for revenge. So Kansa fueled the fire of revenge further by encouraging Aghasura to kill Krishna. "Krishna killed your sister Putana in the most pitiless manner. Do you know how much pain she must have suffered?" said Kansa. Aghasura became enraged to hear this. "And do not forget your brother Bakasura, who attacked Lord Krishna in the form of a crane. Krishna destroyed him as well," evil Kansa added. By now, the grieving demon could not control his anger. "I swear to avenge the death of my brother and sister," Aghasura vowed. Evil Kansa smiled. His purpose had been served. Aghasura would now aim for revenge. Kansa hoped the demon would succeed in killing Krishna. Aghasura becomes a mighty serpent. Agha, the demon, planned to kill Lord Krishna, so he learnt a black magic spell called Mahima Siddhi for changing forms. Having attained Mahima Siddhi, Aghasura changed himself into a massive 8-mile-long serpent with a mouth as large as a mountain-sized cave. Then he lay in wait for the cowherds on their usual route. When the cowherds returned from another excursion led by Lord Krishna, they saw the mighty serpent and sobbed. Aghasura lay with his mouth open on their path so that they might not escape him. "What could that be? Is it a cave?" asked the cowherd, even as the others stared. After some discussion, the cowherd entered the serpent's mouth. They knew that if they faced any problem, Lord Krishna would save them. Lord Krishna knew that the mighty serpent was a demon. However, as he stood thinking, he saw his friends walking into the mouth of the serpent. Lord Krishna and Aghasura. Lord Krishna planned to defeat evil Aghasura, who had assumed the shape of a serpent and swallowed the cowherds. Evil Aghasura wants to kill me as well, so I shall walk into his mouth and destroy him instead, decided Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna walked into Aghasura's mouth. Seeing this, the gods cried in despair, thinking that Lord Krishna was now finished. The demons cheered happily as they thought that Aghasura had now won. Just then, Lord Krishna began to suffocate Aghasura from within his throat. Aghasura began to feel dazed. He was unable to breathe and soon he suffocated to death. After the demon had died, Lord Krishna and the cowherds came out of the demon's mouth unharmed. Krishna, we knew that you would save us, said the cowherd joyfully. Lord Krishna was happy to see that the cowherds were safe. Aghasura's soul submits to Lord Krishna. When demon's Agha was killed by Lord Krishna, his soul underwent a transformation. This younger brother of Bakasura and Putana, who had wanted to kill the cowherds as well as Lord Krishna, met his end while he was still inside the demon's body. Due to this reason, the evil soul of Aghasura was purified. As the demigods and the gods watched, the soul changed into a dazzling light and submitted to Lord Krishna. The light bowed before Lord in reverence. Such is Lord Krishna's divine radiance that even the evil demon wants to submit to him, exclaimed the gods as they cheered his latest victory. They showered flower petals on Lord Krishna and worshipped him even as the denizens of the heavens danced in joy. They recited Vedic religious hymns. Thus, with the death of this evil demon, both heaven and earth rejoiced with happiness and joy. Lord Brahma exults. Lord Brahma, the god of creation, witnessed how Lord Krishna had killed Aghasura effortlessly. Lord Krishna's triumph was praised by all. Lord Brahma said to Indra, "Look at the power of the Lord in his eighth incarnation. Not only has he destroyed an evil demon who was tormenting thousands of people and causing bloodshed and mayhem on earth, he has also shown mercy. The soul of the evil demon was purified because Lord Krishna himself destroyed the monster." All of the heavens watched as the evil demon's soul submitted to the glory of Lord Krishna. The people of Vrindavan were also happy. Whenever Lord Krishna can kill such evil demon at such a tender age, imagine his glory when he comes of age. They all said. The end of evil Kansa was now certain, for all his demons had failed to kill Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna kills Vyomasura. However, Kansa did not give up on his evil plans to kill Lord Krishna. He sent Vyomasura, the son of the demon chief Mahesura, for destroying Lord Krishna. Vyomasura changed himself into a cowherd and joined Lord Krishna's group that was playing hide and seek. He carried some of the cowherds from the hiding place to a cave. Now Krishna will come in search of his friends. I must surprise him and destroy him, plotted evil Vyomasura. As soon as he noticed that his friends were missing, Lord Krishna arrived at the cave. Vyomasura was waiting for him. "I am the son of the demon chief Mahesura himself, and I will tear you from limb to limb," threatened the evil demon. The demon changed into a massive mountain and tried to crush Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna handled him with mighty blow and destroyed him. The cowherds cheered yet another victory of Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna rescues Nanda. Lord Krishna dealt with demons as well as gods. Once, his father Nanda went to bathe in river Yamuna. There, the water god kidnapped Nanda and took him to the underwater palace of Varunadev. The palace was huge and all types of sea creatures dwelt there. Nanda was imprisoned within the palace. "My father has not returned yet. I must see what has happened to him," thought Lord Krishna. He arrived at the banks of river Yamuna and divined what had happened. When Lord Krishna arrived at Varunadev's palace, his divine light blinded all the sea creatures. Varunadev immediately touched his feet and said, "Lord Krishna, I am so happy to receive this honor. Those who touch your feet receive freedom from the cycle of birth and death, moksha. Varunadev also apologized for his evil ways and for the water god who had abducted Nanda. Lord Krishna blessed Varunadev and returned to Vrindavan with Nanda. Radha is cursed. As they grew up, Lord Krishna and Radha became very close friends. However, once Radha grew jealous that Lord Krishna talked to a gopi named Sridhama. Lord Krishna was sitting with his friend Sridhama when Radha rushed towards them. Seeing her anger, Sridhama exclaimed, "Radha, don't insult my lord or I will curse you." Hearing this, Radha grew angrier and heatedly said, "I curse you, Sridhama. You shall be born in a poor family in your next life and face many hardships." Angered beyond reason, Sridhama said, "Radha, I curse you to 100 years of separation from my lord." Hearing this, Radha trembled and started crying. Even as Lord Krishna consoled Radha, his heart grew heavy with grief at her suffering. Also, he knew that both the curses would come true, and he felt deep pain for both Radha and Sridhama, whom he loved dearly. Vrindavan fears Arishta. Some time later, Kansa again sent an evil demon, Arishta, to Vrindavan to kill Lord Krishna. "I will kill you, Krishna. Consider me your deliverer," the wild bull demon thought as he entered Vrindavan. Arishta's eyes glowed with angry red light, with his mighty hooves thudded on the floor as he charged ahead. The demon was so large that he seemed to block out the sun. It was impossible to climb on him because of his huge size. He moved with such speed that he could be in two different places in no time at all. Such negative energy came from him that all the birds and animals fell silent as they saw the evil demon. Arishta moved his massive head as he combed through the crowds looking for Lord Krishna. The people of Vrindavan saw the bull demon and shouted in fear, "A mighty evil demon with his ugly fiendish ways is attacking us. Help us, Lord Krishna." Lord Krishna slays Arishta. As Arishta looked around for Lord Krishna, he came and stood a little away from him. Arishta glared at Lord Krishna. "So, you have shown yourself at last," taunted the evil demon. "I am so powerful that I have killed not only calves but also mighty sages. Do you think you are a match for me?" Lord Krishna smiled calmly as he saw the bull-shaped demon ready to attack. Just then, Lord Krishna clapped his hands. Hearing this, the bull demon became angry and ran with horns lowered towards Lord Krishna. As the bull demon neared him, Lord Krishna tore one of his horns and slashed Arishta with it. Then, Lord Krishna hit Arishta with a deadly blow. The bull demon lay dead at Lord Krishna's feet. The people of Vrindavan cheered loudly when they saw this. Their joy knew no bounds as they worshipped and praised Lord Krishna. Narad stirs trouble. Narad, the mischievous celestial sage, had been watching the events at Vrindavan with interest for some time now. He was a troublemaker who would often spread stories and tell tales to create problems where there was none. How I would love to tease Kansa with the latest exploits of Lord Krishna. If I do so, it will surely enrage evil Kansa and lead to some trouble, thought Narad gleefully. "Alak Niranjan!" Narad called out his greeting as he reached Kansa's palace. He then narrated Lord Krishna's exploits before evil Kansa. "Narad, you have opened my eyes. Krishna and Balram are more dangerous than I had thought. I must kill both of them before they become adults," said Kansa. The evil demon ruler started plotting how to kill Lord Krishna and Balram. He knew that he must destroy them or lose his life. After so many warnings from all, Kansa's nerves were frayed as he feared his end at the hands of Lord Krishna. Chanura and Mushtika. Fueled by Narad's instigation, Kansa got worried day and night. How can I destroy Krishna and Balram? One day he finally thought of a plan. "Guards, summon the strong wrestlers, Chanura and Mushtika before me," thundered evil Kansa as he sat on his throne. When the two wrestlers arrived, they fell at his feet to greet him. Both the wrestlers were so tall that even the most massive pillars of the palace looked dwarf-like next to them. Their arms were so strong and sinewy that rocks could be crushed into fine powder by them. "How may we serve you, King Kansa?" queried the two wrestlers in unison. "Kill Krishna and Balram in a wrestling match," ordered evil Kansa. He then explained the plan to them. The two wrestlers prepared to kill Lord Krishna and Balram. They were unaware that they were about to meet with their own end instead. Kansa lays the trap. Kansa arranged for a yajna, fire ceremony, where offerings would be made to the fire god. On this occasion, he planned to hold the wrestling match between Krishna, Balram, and the two wrestlers. Kansa sent his associate Akrura to bring Krishna and Balram to Mathura. "This will not be enough to destroy them. I must make other plans," thought evil Kansa. So he sent an Asura demon called Keshi to destroy the two brothers in Vrindavan itself. Alongside, he planned to release a huge elephant called Kubbalayapida in the arena. If one plan does not succeed, another will. Now I have nothing to fear about. If Keshi does not manage to kill them, surely Chandra and Mushtika will. Failing that, elephant Kubbalayapida will kill them. I am safe. Foolish Kansa did not know that his end was near. Lord Krishna kills Keshi. When the horse-shaped demon Keshi arrived at Vrindavan to kill Lord Krishna, all the cowherds shivered in fright. He ripped the earth with his hooves and even attacked the Surya and the Chandrama. "Do not fear, as I am here," said Lord Krishna. Keshi heard this and stormed fitfully. "I will kill you and punish the people of Vrindavan." His massive hoofs thudded the ground as he charged ahead in utter rage. Lord Krishna ripped Keshi into two and destroyed him, because of which he is also known as Keshva. Akrura arrived soon after and informed Krishna and Balram that they had been invited to Mathura. Nanda, Yashoda, the gopis and the cowherds wept with grief as they bade Lord Krishna goodbye. Radha too cried out in pain at the parting. Balram and Lord Krishna also felt deep grief as they climbed into the chariot with Akrura and left for Mathura. The gopis grieve. As the chariot carrying Lord Krishna and Balram departed from Vrindavan, the gopis followed it. All of Vrindavan mourned Lord Krishna's departure, but the gopis' grief was unbearable. Some of them felt so miserable that they cried out, "We prefer death to life without him." "How could Lord Krishna leave us and go to Mathura?" cried a gopi. Another lamented, "Evil demon King Kansa is so vile. What if he destroys our beloved Lord Krishna?" Life came to a standstill in Vrindavan. The cowherds too felt the pain of separation. Besides the people, even the birds and the animals of Vrindavan fell into a mournful silence, for they grieved the separation from Lord Krishna. Among them all, Radha's sorrow was the deepest, for she was Lord Krishna's most beloved friend and mate. Meanwhile, Lord Krishna headed to Mathura with a firm resolve to destroy Kansa. Akrura witnesses a vision. Akrura drove the chariot towards Mathura as fast as he could. However, midway, he stopped the chariot at the banks of river Yamuna to refresh himself. While he was taking a bath, Akrura saw both Balram and Krishna standing in the water. Confused, Akrura looked back at the chariot and saw that the two boys were sitting in the chariot. When he dived into the water, he saw another wonderful vision. Akrura saw a beautiful vision of Krishna in the form of Lord Vishnu sleeping on Sheshnag. After a few seconds, the curved body of Sheshnag turned into the stunning form of Balram. Akrura was awestruck and overwhelmed with devotion. What I had heard is true. Lord Vishnu and Sheshnag were born on earth as the sons of Vasudeva, he said to himself as he joined his hands and prayed to Lord Vishnu. The vision disappeared and Akrura went back to his chariot, overjoyed with what he had seen. Lord Krishna heals Kabja. When the two brothers arrived in Mathura, Akrura went to the palace while Lord Krishna and Balram roamed the city on foot. They met a garland seller who knew at once that they were divine. He worshipped them with flowers and Lord Krishna blessed him. Further on, the brothers met a young woman named Kubja. She was beautiful though she had a hump on her back. Her long hair and pretty eyes were marred by the hump. She was carrying sandalwood paste. "Whom is the paste for?" asked Lord Krishna. When Kubja told him it was for Kansa, he told her to anoint Balram and himself with the paste instead. After she had done so, he removed the hump from her back. Kubja looked extremely beautiful now because her hump was gone. She thanked him happily. Lord Krishna and Balram proceeded to Kansa's palace. It had become dark when they reached it. Chanora and Mushtika are slain. Meanwhile, Kansa was performing the yajna in the arena in the palace. A bow was to be worshipped there. Lord Krishna and Balram entered the arena and Lord Krishna broke the bow in a challenge to evil Kansa. Angry Kansa thundered, "Kill him at once!" Charuna and Mushtika heard him and attacked the brothers. At the same time, Kubalaya Pida, the mighty elephant, was also released into the arena. Lord Krishna and Balram killed Kubalaya Pida first. They took the elephant's tusk and hurled it on the floor of the arena. All night the two wrestlers fought the brothers, but they stood no chance against Lord Vishnu himself. Lord Krishna grabbed Chanora's body and spun it 100 times before dashing it to the ground and killing him. Balram destroyed Mushtika in a single blow. Kansa realized that even the most carefully laid evil plans would not be successful. Kansa is killed. Lord Krishna and Balram now approached evil Kansa, the demon king, as he sat away from the arena in his palace. Kansa saw them and fearfully ordered his guards, "Tie both the brothers in iron chains and put them in prison." The prophecy that Lord Krishna would kill the monstrous and ruthless demon king was about to come true. Before anyone could move a muscle, Lord Krishna jumped off the arena and caught hold of Kansa by the hair. Then he hurled Kansa, who fell senseless to the ground due to the impact. As everyone watched, awestruck, Kansa breathed his last at Lord Krishna's feet. Kansa's brother Sumali tried to kill Lord Krishna. Balram destroyed Sumali in a trice. With this, the reign of Demon King Kansa came to an end in Mathura. All of the Mathura rejoiced at the death of the Demon King. Lord Krishna met his parents Vasudeva and Devaki. Nanda and Yashoda also came to Mathura to join in the celebrations. Krishna in Gurukul. After Lord Krishna had killed Kansa, he made his grandfather Agrasena the king of Mathura. Then Lord Krishna and Balram went through a sacred thread ceremony called Yajna Pavitra. Earlier, all students lived and learnt in Gurukul. So Lord Krishna and Balram too left for the Gurukul of sage Sandipani, who lived in Kashi. Lord Krishna and Balram had killed many demons and earned universal fame. Even then, they followed their Guru's commands obediently and humbly. They went to the forest every day and brought firewood. They helped Guru Mata, sage Sandipani's wife, cook food in the ashram. Sage Sandipani was pleased with their humility, modesty, and intelligence. Lord Krishna and Balram read spiritual Vedas like Yig, Yajur, Sam, and Atharva, the Upanishads, and worldly knowledge like Kalp, Jyotisa or astrology, and Vyakarna or grammar. They also became proficient in archery, politics, and 64 arts in 64 days. They memorized everything so fast, thought sage Sandipani, astonished at their fast progress and development. Krishna and puffed rice. Sudama, the son of poor Brahmin, studied in sage Sandipani's Gurukul along with Lord Krishna and Balram. Over time, Lord Krishna and Sudama became inseparable friends. One day, Guru Mata, wife of sage Sandipani, asked Lord Krishna and Sudama to bring some wood from the forest. While they were collecting wood, dark clouds spread in the sky and it started raining heavily. Lord Krishna and Sudama took shelter on the branches of a huge tree, but it did not stop raining for a very long time. Sudama, I am feeling very hungry, Krishna complained, but Sudama, who was on the branch above him, did not answer, for he was busy eating the puffed rice that Guru Mata had packed for them both. When Krishna climbed up the branch and caught Sudama eating red-handed, he said jokingly, Sudama, you owe me this puffed rice. You will give it to me later. Soon it stopped raining and they both went back, forgetting the incident. Guru Dakshina. In earlier days, there was a practice called Guru Dakshina. After completing their education, students would make a token offering of gratitude to their Guru. This offering was called Guru Dakshina. When their education was over, Lord Krishna and Balram went to Sage Sandipani. Standing humbly with bowed heads, they asked, Gurudev, it is time for us to return home. Kindly tell us what we may offer to you as Guru Dakshina. Sage Sandipani said, Krishna and Balram, it was my good fortune to be a guru to the ideal students like you. You are all-knowing and all-powerful. Your divine attributes are known the world over. By associating with you, all my material desires have vanished, but I have a longing for my son who died many years ago. He had been playing on the beach and somehow he was drowned. I want you to resurrect him and bring him back to me. Thus, Lord Krishna and Balram set out to fulfill their Guru's desire. Krishna's conch shell. As per Sage Sandipani's request, Lord Krishna and Balram went to bring his son back. They went to the ocean shores of Prabhasa and ordered the god of ocean to give back Sage Sandipani's son. The ocean replied, The boy is not in my grip. He was taken away by demon Shankha. He has a holy conch shell named Panchajanya and he lives inside it. Lord Krishna entered the ocean and killed Shankasur, but he did not find the boy there. So he took the conch shell and went to Yamapura, the kingdom of Yamraja. When Krishna blew the conch, Yamraj welcomed him. When he ordered the boy's return, Yamraj returned Sage Sandipani's son. Once he was brought back to life, Krishna and Balram handed the boy over to their Guru Sandipani. From that day onwards, Lord Krishna carried the conch shell with him. He even blew conch shell Panchajanya along with Arjun's conch shell Devdatta, signaling the start of the war of the Mahabharata. Krishna and Jarasandha. Jarasandha was a very powerful demon. He defeated many kings and made promise their allegiance to him. Making him the supreme emperor, he had given both his daughters in marriage to King Kansa of Mathura. After Lord Krishna had killed Kansa, his two wives went back to their father Jarasandha and lied, Father, Krishna killed Kansa by unfair means, and we will not be satisfied until the death of our husband is avenged. So Jarasandha vowed to destroy Krishna to avenge his son-in-law's death. He raised a huge army of demons from all over the world to help him conquer Mathura. Jarasandha decided to teach Krishna and his clan Yadavas a lesson. Since Yadavas lived in and around Mathura, he decided to battle with them and destroy the race forever. Jarasandha then repeatedly attacked Mathura and each time he caused massive death and destruction. But Krishna and Balram killed everyone except Jarasandha. Jarasandha's aim. Jarasandha attacked Mathura 17 times with his demon army. Lord Krishna killed his entire army every time but avoided killing Jarasandha. Lord Krishna said, Jarasandha is such an influential demon that he is bringing demons right to Mathura instead of me having to travel all over the world to kill them. The 17 attacks that Jarasandha led on Mathura had drained the energy of the Yadavas and stunted the growth of the city. The economy had come down and the wars had emptied the treasury. One day, Krishna received disturbing news that Jarasandha had forged an alliance with several other kings to destroy the Yadava clan forever. Balram said, Krishna, Jarasandha is a powerful enemy with a huge army, and the Yadavas have barely managed to withstand his attacks with even the likes of you and me on their side. Jarasandha's alliance had only one aim, destroy Mathura and the Yadava clan. Jarasandha's army. Jarasandha had entered into an armed alliance with Emperor Damghosha of Chedi, Dantavakra of Karusa, Rukmi of Vidarbha and brothers Vind and Anuvinda of Avanti. When the alliance began its march towards Mathura, the Yadavas were helpless. The alliance decided to attack Mathura from several fronts simultaneously. Jarasandha then sent a message to the Yadavas: "Your clan would be spared if you handed over the heads of Krishna and Balram to me." The Yadavas refused and readied themselves for a war. Lord Krishna was the only person who repeatedly cautioned his clansmen against the war. He then hit upon the idea of shifting the capital from Mathura to Dwarka. Krishna placed the suggestion before his grandfather, King Ugrasena. He said, "Krishna, if you run away from the battlefield, you will forever be known as a ranchhor, or the one who has run away from a battlefield." Lord Krishna smiled at this. Krishna's suggestion. Lord Krishna did not worry about being called a ranchhor. He said to his grandfather, "I already have many names, and one more does not make any difference. I am willing to sacrifice my reputation for saving my people and their lives." But Balram wanted to fight Jarasandha. Lord Krishna gently reminded him, "War is not the way to solve all the problems. The confederacy of kings against Mathura is so great that it could lead to the death of countless people." He added, "Why should my people suffer because of me? The best solution would be to leave the city and go to a new place where it would be difficult for Jarasandha to attack us." He reminded Balram that Jarasandha had already attacked Mathura 17 times, and he would not rest till he succeeded in his mission of finishing the Yadava clan. Everyone reluctantly accepted Lord Krishna's suggestion. The city of Dwarka. King Ugrasena wondered how a new city could be built in such a short span of time. When the citizens of Mathura were sleeping, Lord Krishna called for Vishwakarma, the architect of the demigods, and told him to build the beautiful city of Dwarka within the sea. The architect showed Krishna and King Ugrasena the plan for the new city, saying, "My lord, the city will be built only if Samudradeva, the god of the sea, gives us some land." Thus Lord Krishna worshipped Samudradeva, who was pleased and gave them land. Soon, Vishwakarma built Dwarka, the city, in gold. Lord Krishna said to Balram, "This city with a fortified fort surrounded by the ocean will protect my people while we deal with the demons." Then Lord Krishna transported everyone to Dwarka. When they woke up in the morning, they were living in a beautiful city in the middle of the ocean. Ranchhor. A demon king, Kalyavana, wanted to avenge his father Garga Muni's insult and destroy the Yadava clan. So, he joined hands with Jarasandha to destroy Mathura. They planned to attack from the east and the west simultaneously. However, when they reached Mathura, an empty city awaited them. An enraged Jarasandha destroyed Mathura and called Krishna a ranchhor, run meaning war and chhod meaning run away. Just then Lord Krishna came to meet Kalyavana in his Vishnu form. When Kalyavana saw Lord Krishna, he remembered the description narrated by Narad. He had said, "Lord Krishna is like the rising moon and very beautiful to look at. He is dark in complexion, clad in yellow silk garments with the Srivatsa mark on his bosom and Kaustuba Mani sparkling in the neck. He has 4 arms, lotus-like eyes, dazzling alligator-shaped earrings, and a charming smile on his face." Immediately, Kalyavana started chasing Lord Krishna, who quickly ran away towards a distant mountain cave. Krishna's deceit. King Kalyavana had performed several penances and obtained a boon from Lord Shiva that he could not be killed by any Yadava. Lord Krishna knew that he could not kill Kalyavana because of Lord Shiva's boon and decided to kill him through trickery. When Kalyavana came after him, he pretended fear and ran away from the battlefield. But Kalyavana followed him like a shadow. "Why are you running away, you coward?" shouted Kalyavana. But Lord Krishna did not stop. Running on and on, Krishna led Kalyavana into a cave where a king named Muchukunda was sleeping soundly. As soon as Krishna went near him, he took off his yellow silk garment and laid it over the sleeping king. This cowherd is now hiding in the cave. thought Kalyavana, and he came inside the cave. He couldn't believe his eyes when he saw Krishna sleeping inside. King Muchukunda. Kalyavana followed Lord Krishna to the cave in the mountain and saw a man lying asleep, clad with the yellow silk garment. Kalyavana thought that coward Krishna is avoiding a fight by sleeping. He kicked the sleeping man, assuming him to be Lord Krishna. This man was King Muchukunda, who had been sleeping there for a long time. King Muchukunda ruled the earth during the Krita Yuga and had helped the gods in the battle against demons. Then Kartik, son of Lord Shiva, took over as the general of the army of the gods. King Muchukunda had not slept for many years, as he often fought against the demons to protect the gods in heaven. He was very tired, but the earth had changed so much during the period. Thousands of years had elapsed, and there was no one on earth that King Muchukunda could relate to. Kalyavana and Muchukunda. King Muchukunda wanted to attain moksha, salvation, for the services he offered to the gods. The gods said, "We want to help you, but we are incapable of granting moksha, as it could only be granted by Lord Vishnu." So, King Muchukunda asked the gods to grant him the boon of sleep, and whoever disturbed his sleep should be instantaneously reduced to ashes. The gods granted Muchukunda the boon and showed him a cave where he could rest. So, King Muchukunda slept in the cave on earth through Satyug, Treta Yuga, and Dwapar Yuga. When Kalyavana kicked Muchukunda, he opened his eyes and rays of fire emanated from his eyes. At once, Kalyavana turned into ashes. King Muchukunda, who was now fully awake, was blessed with the rare sighting as Lord Krishna appeared before the king in the form of Vishnu. The king was granted moksha for his devotion. Thus, Lord Krishna's plan of destroying another demon succeeded. Rukmi and Rukmini. Bhishmaka, the king of Vidarbha, had two children, Prince Rukmi and Princess Rukmini. He had heard many stories of Lord Krishna's valor and secretly wished him to be his son-in-law. Bhishmaka knew that it might not be possible, as Kansa's father-in-law Jarasandha was their overlord and Lord Krishna was his sworn enemy. In fact, Prince Rukmi was a friend of Kansa and hated Krishna since Kansa's death. He wanted his younger sister Rukmini to marry Shishupal, the crown prince of Chedi, who also was favoured by Jarasandha. Bhishmaka had to agree with Rukmi and decided to marry his daughter to Shishupal. But Princess Rukmini had heard stories of Lord Krishna's valour since her childhood, and she had her heart set on marrying Lord Krishna. When she learned that her brother had chosen Shishupal for her, she resolved with determination, "I will marry only Lord Krishna or give up my life." But Rukmi refused to get his sister married to Krishna. Rukmini's note. Princess Rukmini did not want to marry Shishupal, the groom chosen by her brother Rukmi. She was in love with Lord Krishna. So she sent her trusted friend Sunanda to Lord Krishna with a note. The note said, "My lord, I already consider you my husband. If you won't marry me, I will surely give up my life. Please do come and take me away." Rukmini wrote that on the day of the wedding, she would go to the temple of goddess Parvati, and if he desired so, that was the right time to kidnap her. She also begged him to spare the lives of her family while kidnapping her. Thus, Sunanda went to Dwarka, Lord Krishna's new fortress home, with the note. Lord Krishna had heard a lot about Rukmini's beauty, too. He longed to marry her but wasn't sure if he should approach her family, as they owed their allegiance to Jarasandha. Lord Krishna marries Princess Rukmini. Upon receiving a message from Rukmini, Lord Krishna vowed to kidnap her, but Jarasandha knew that Krishna and Rukmini wished to marry each other. So he brought his men to Vidarbha as a precaution. Lord Krishna went to Vidarbha first and Balram followed with the army. On the wedding day, when Rukmini was leaving the temple, she searched for Krishna in the crowd but did not see him. As she was leaving in her chariot, she felt someone held her from behind. It was Lord Krishna. "I have come for you, my love," he said as he lifted her into the chariot and sped away. Jarasandha's men followed Lord Krishna but were defeated by Balram's army. Prince Rukmi tried to stop Lord Krishna but could not. Lord Krishna spared Rukmi's life but cut half the hair on his head and half the moustache on his face and then let him go. Then Lord Krishna returned to Dwarka with Rukmini and made her his bride. Krishna's cousins. Lord Krishna's 5 cousins, the Pandavas, had a kingdom named Indraprasth. The eldest of them, Yudhishthir, wanted to perform the Rajya Suya Yajna. He went to Lord Krishna and said, "For the Rajya Suya Yajna, a king has to be declared an emperor, and all the surrounding kingdoms have to recognize him as their overlord. I have no choice but to defeat Jarasandha and obtain the title of emperor. Please help me, Krishna." Lord Krishna said, "Send Bhim, the second Pandava, and Arjun, the third Pandava, to Magadha, dressed up like Brahmins. They should challenge Jarasandha for a wrestling bout." Thus Bhim and Arjun reached Magadha. When they challenged Jarasandha, he did not believe them to be the Brahmins as they had well-built physique. "Who are you?" he yelled at them. Much to Jarasandha's shock, Lord Krishna also came. "Pick an opponent, Jarasandha. We have come to fight you," said Lord Krishna, and he revealed Bhim's and Arjun's identities. Bhim and Jarasandha. Bhim and Arjun challenged Jarasandha as per Lord Krishna's instructions. But Jarasandha said, "Krishna, I will not fight you as you are a cowherd. You don't even match my dignity and status. I refuse to fight Arjun as he is too young, but I will surely fight with Bhim as he seems to be a worthy opponent." Jarasandha offered Bhim a large club and went out of the city. When Bhim's and Jarasandha's clubs struck together, it surrounded like thunderbolts in a storm. After their clubs were broken, the two angrily hit each other with iron-hard fists. Thus, Bhim and Jarasandha fought for 27 days as both of them were equally matched, only stopping at the end of each day to live as friends in Jarasandha's palace at night. On the 28th day, Bhim almost gave up and looked up to Lord Krishna for help. Only he knew how Jarasandha could be killed. Jarasandha's death. Lord Krishna noticed that Bhim was not able to defeat Jarasandha and called him aside. He told Bhim a secret about Jarasandha's birth. Jarasandha was born in 2 halves from 2 mothers. Seeing that the baby was useless, his father threw the 2 parts into the forest. These were found by a demoness named Jara. She managed to join the 2 halves and brought Jarasandha to life. When the fight continued, Lord Krishna picked a twig up, broke it in 2 halves and threw the 2 halves far away from each other. This indicated that Jarasandha could be killed by reversing the manner in which he was born. Bhim grabbed hold of Jarasandha's legs and split his body into 2. He then threw them far away from each other so that they might not be joined again. After Jarasandha's death, Lord Krishna put Jarasandha's son upon the throne. Then he released all the kings and the princes who had been imprisoned by Jarasandha. Shishupal's grudge. The Rajya Suya Yajna, started by the Pandavas, was on the verge of completion. The last rite was to confer honors upon the kings who had participated in the Yajna. Before starting this, it was customary to worship the best participant according to the manner prescribed in the religious scriptures. Yudhishthir decided to consult all the kings present there. Sahadev, ruler of Magadha, proposed the name of Lord Krishna as he made him king. Most of the kings and the Brahmins seconded the proposal. After the rituals of the Rajasuya Yajna were over, Yudhishthir told Lord Krishna, "As per Bhishma Pitama's advice, I wish to give you these offerings as a mark of respect." Just then, Shishupal, the king of Chedi, got up from his seat and voiced his displeasure at Lord Krishna, a mere cowherd being honored first. Shishupal had an old grudge against Krishna because he had married Rukmini, whom he wanted to marry. He went on calling Lord Krishna names and insulting him. Shishupal insults Lord Krishna. Shishupal opposed the worship of Lord Krishna as the best participant in the Rajasuya Yajna. He used disgraceful words for him, suggesting that either Bhishma Pitama or Guru Dronacharya should be the candidates for worship. But these two elderly participants had already supported Lord Krishna's candidature. The fight over the choice of the rightful candidate for worship was not coming to an end, as Shishupal and his supporters were dead against the worship of Lord Krishna. The Pandavas were furious at Shishupal's behavior and threatened him to stop fighting. But Lord Krishna stopped them and said, "Shishupal is my cousin, the son of my father's sister, Satyavati. I would have killed him, but his mother had requested me to pardon him. I won't say or do anything until he has used at least 100 disgraceful terms for me. Now I warn him to come to the right path." But this did not stop Shishupal from insulting Lord Krishna. The story of Shishupal's birth. Uddhav, Lord Krishna's charioteer, asked him, "How will the atrocities of Shishupal end?" Lord Krishna said, "Shishupal was born with 3 eyes and 4 arms. When he was born, a heavenly voice predicted that if he sat on a person's lap and his extra eye and arms would disappear, then that man would be responsible for Shishupal's end. Long ago, when I visited my aunt Satyavati, Shishupal was an infant. I took him from the cradle and sat down with him on my lap. At that moment, his extra eye and arms disappeared. Then my aunt made me promise that I would pardon Shishupal 100 times before I killed him. She also wanted that a son should go to heaven after death. I had agreed to fulfill both her wishes. Thus, Lord Krishna remained quiet at Shishupal's insults at the Rajasuya Yajna. Shishupal meets with his end. Lord Krishna had promised his aunt that he would pardon Shishupal's 100 mistakes, but not beyond that. During Yudhishthir's Rajasuya Yajna, Shishupal had crossed that line. Lord Krishna told Uddhav, "I warned Shishupal, but he is bent upon meeting with his end, and I am helpless." Saying this, Lord Krishna wielded his Sudarshan Chakra and directed it at Shishupal. It severed his neck from the rest of his body and returned to Krishna's hand. Everyone present there was frightened, as Lord Krishna had assumed his divine form of Virat Roop. They prayed that he calm down. So he came to his normal form and became calm as before. Lord Krishna had cut his finger while wielding his Sudarshan Chakra. Seeing this, the wife of Pandavas, Draupadi, came to his rescue by tearing off a small piece of a sari and wrapping it around his finger. Lord Krishna promised her to repay her loan of kindness in the future. Lord Krishna's wives. Lord Krishna's palace in Dwarka was adorned with the presence of his several wives. Among them, 8 were his chief wives, or Ashta Bharyas. They were Rukmini, Jambavati, Satyabhama, Kalindi, Mitravinda, Nagnajiti, Bhadra, and Lakshmana. The remaining women belonged to the demon king named Naraka Bhaumasur. He had held them captive until Lord Krishna killed him. When Krishna asked the women to return to their houses, they refused. "Please marry us, Lord Krishna, we cannot go back home now," they cried. So Krishna married them all at the same auspicious time, assuming several forms. He did this so that they might gain the status of married women and live in the society with honor again. Lord Krishna constructed a palace with huge gardens for each of them. In fact, it was impossible to live with each of them, so he created several forms of himself so that he might treat them all in the same manner as his 8 chief wives. Lord Krishna's wife Rukmini was his main consort, or Patrani. She was also very humble and pious. Rukmini's father, King Bhishmaka, and brother Rukmi wanted her to marry Shishupal. However, she was so in love with Krishna and he with her that he stole her away on her wedding day and took her to Dwarka, where they got married. Since Rukmini was the incarnation of goddess Lakshmi, she wanted to be with her husband Lord Vishnu. Once, Lord Krishna and Rukmini invited sage Durvasa to dinner. It is well known that the host should not eat until the guest has been satisfied. But Rukmini became very thirsty. Krishna put his foot in the ground and the Ganges waters flowed out. As Rukmini was drinking water, Durvasa saw her and cursed her to live apart from Lord Krishna. The curse was so strong that even now Lord Krishna's temple is in the town of Dwarka, while Rukmini's temple is outside the town. Syamantak gem. A noble man of Dwarka, Satrajit was a devotee of Surya, the sun god. Pleased with Satrajit's devotion, Surya gifted him the Syamantak gem. This gem could magically produce 8 measures of gold a day. Thus Satrajit suddenly became a very wealthy man. Lord Krishna approached Satrajit and asked him to share the gem with the other people of Dwarka and give it to his grandfather, King Agrasena. However, Satrajit said, "No, this gem does not belong to anyone else. Keep it safely, Satrajit. This gem also has the power to wipe out all sorrow and destruction," warned Krishna. A few days later, Satrajit's brother Prasina wore the gem in a necklace and went out on a hunt. When he climbed up a tree and waited for a game, a lion came by. Startled by this, Prasina fell from the tree and was killed instantly. However, the necklace with the Syamantak gem became caught in one of the low branches. Lord Krishna is accused. The lion had killed Prasina was attracted to the glow of the Syamantak gem. As the lion was walking away with the gem, Jambavan, the king of the bears, saw him. He killed the lion and took the gem to his cave as a gift to his son. When Prasina did not return to Dwarka, Satrajit said, "Krishna must have killed my brother Prasina for the gem." To prove his innocence, Lord Krishna gathered a search party and went into the forest. When they found Prasina's body, Krishna noticed the lion's tracks around the body and assumed that a lion must have killed him. When they followed the lion's tracks, they found the body of the dead lion. Krishna noticed the marks of a bear claws and its tracks around the lion's body. When they followed the bear's tracks, Krishna reached Jambavan's cave. Krishna ordered the search party to stay outside and entered the cave alone. Jambavan and Jambavati. Lord Krishna found Jambavan's son playing with the Syamantak gem inside the cave. Seeing Krishna, Jambavan's son let out a wail that alerted Jambavan. Jambavan thought that Krishna was attacking his son and fought with Krishna. This fear fight lasted for 28 days. Finally, Krishna appeared as Lord Ram. Jambavan immediately recognized him and fell at his feet. He was a devotee of Lord Ram and had helped him fight against Ravana. Along with the Syamantak gem, Jambavan offered his daughter Jambavati's hand in marriage, and Lord Krishna accepted. Krishna returned to Dwarka with the Syamantak gem and his new bride. He returned the gem to its rightful owner, Satrajit, who was ashamed of accusing Krishna. He offered his daughter Satyabhama in marriage. But Satyabhama already had 3 suitors, Akrura, Kritavarma and Shatadhanva. They were furious that Satrajit had married Satyabhama to Krishna and not to any of them. Lord Krishna is proved innocent. The existence of the Syamantak gem spread like wildfire. A lot of people desired to own the gem. One of Satyabhama's suitors, Shatadhanva, also wanted to own the gem. He was also angry that Satrajit had married Satyabhama to Krishna. So one night, he broke into Satrajit's chamber to steal the Syamantak gem. When Satrajit protested, Shatadhanva killed him and stole the gem. On realizing what he had done, Shatadhanva left the gem with Akrura and fled from Dwarka. Lord Krishna and Balram learned about this and killed Shatadhanva for his crime. Not finding this gem with Shatadhanva, Krishna understood that he must have left it with Akrura for safekeeping. He called a meeting at his court and asked Akrura to show the gem. Everybody was startled to hear Akrura's name. Lord Krishna knew that his uncle too was part of this wrong deed. Akrura fell at Krishna's feet and asked for forgiveness. Thus, Krishna's name was cleared. Satyabhama. Lord Krishna's third wife, Satyabhama, was known for her strong will and tantrums. She had suffered a lot in her previous life. After her death, she had sought shelter in Lord Vishnu's celestial abode or Vaikuntha. While she was there, she tirelessly served Lord Vishnu. He was so pleased with her services that he promised that she would be one of his wives in his next incarnation. Therefore, Lord Krishna married Satyabhama and ensured to keep her happy always. He did this by doing whatever she wished, regardless of the wish. In fact, Satyabhama's fighting spirit and arguments entertained Krishna immensely. She was gifted with archery and could give match to Krishna. When Satyabhama saw Narkasur attacking Krishna, she was furious. She doubled her strength and attacked him. Before his death, Narkasur requested a boon from Satyabhama that everyone should celebrate his death with colorful lights. Accordingly, this day is celebrated as the first day of Diwali or Narka Chaturdashi. Kalindi. One day, Lord Krishna and Arjun went to hunt in the nearby forest of Indraprastha, accompanied by an army. They reached the banks of the river Yamuna to quench their thirst. Suddenly, they saw a very pretty girl walking by. Curious to know more about her, Krishna sent Arjun to talk to her. Arjun asked her, "Young lady, who are you? Where have you come from?" She replied, "I am Kalindi, the daughter of the sun god. I desire to have Lord Vishnu as my husband and no one else." Arjun asked, "And what are you doing here all alone?" Kalindi said, "I am under severe penance of Lord Krishna. I live in a mansion built by my father in the waters of the Yamuna. I hope that one day Lord Krishna will come for me." Arjun repeated the same to Krishna. Krishna took her to Indraprastha with him. Then he left for Dwarka with her and married Kalindi on an auspicious day. Mitravinda. Mitravinda was the princess of the kingdom of Avanti. Rajadhi Devi, Vasudeva's sister, was her mother. Mitravinda was deeply in love with Lord Krishna, but was scared of her brothers Vinda and Anuvinda. They arranged a swayamvar or a ceremony of choosing a husband for Mitravinda. Her father had called an assembly of kings at his capital to enable her to select her own partner in life. Krishna, too, attended the assembly. Mitravinda's brothers were determined that they would not let their sister get married to Krishna. So they ordered that she must choose any king except Krishna in the Swayamvar. Balram knew of Mitravinda's affection for Krishna and advised him to abduct her. Krishna was not sure of Mitravinda's wishes, so he took his sister Subhadra with him. She talked with Mitravinda and confirmed her love for Krishna. Thus, knowing of her affection for him, Krishna defeated all the other kings in a fight. He took Mitravinda away to Dwarka and married her. Nagnajiti, the king of Kosala. Nagnajit had a lovely daughter named Nagnajiti. King Nagnajit had taken a vow of giving his daughter's hand in marriage to whoever tamed his 7 bulls and put a nose on them successfully. None of the kings who came as suitors could tame the 7 bulls. However, soon Lord Krishna heard about the princess. So he went to the capital of Kosala with a large army. When Krishna arrived, King Nagnajit received him with all honors. Nagnajiti too desired to have Krishna as her husband. When Krishna expressed his intent to marry Nagnajiti, the king mentioned his vow. Lord Krishna expanded himself to 7 forms to fight the 7 bulls simultaneously. He easily tied up nose on the bulls as if it were a child's play. When the other suitors came to fight Krishna, he defeated them too. King Nagnajit was pleased and offered Nagnajiti in marriage to Lord Krishna. Bhadra and Lakshmana. Vasudeva had a sister named Shrutakriti. She had a daughter, Bhadra, who was well known for her beauty and charm. Bhadra was the princess of the Kekaya kingdom. Bhadra's father came to know that she loved Lord Krishna. So he sent a word for Krishna. Krishna agreed and soon married Bhadra. Lakshmana was the daughter of King Madra. He had arranged a swayamvar for Lakshmana where the archer had to shoot a definite target. Among all the gathered princes, Duryodhan and Jarasandha missed the target. Arjun missed the target intentionally out of respect for Lord Krishna. Krishna hit the target perfectly and married Lakshmana. One day, sage Narada was curious to know how Krishna was faring with all his wives. So he paid a visit to all their houses to verify if Krishna was present there. To his amazement, not only was Krishna present in every queen's house, but also was actively taking part in household affairs. Parijataka tree. During Samudra Manthan, or churning of the ocean, the gods had obtained Parijataka, the celestial tree with divine fragrance. The tree was planted in the garden of Indra, the king of gods. One day, sage Narad went to this garden and collected some Parijataka flowers that had fallen from the celestial tree. He gave them to Rukmani, complimenting her beauty. Rukmani was very happy, but when Satyabhama smelled its fragrance, she was very jealous. She threw a tantrum and asked Krishna to bring her the Parijataka tree. Lord Krishna went to heaven for the celestial tree. When Lord Indra protested, he battled with him. After defeating Indra, Lord Krishna brought the Parijataka tree on earth. However, now Rukmini and Satyabhama began to quarrel, as both of them wanted the tree. Clever Krishna planted the tree in Satyabhama's courtyard in such a way that its flowers fell in Rukmini's house, and in this way, both his wives were happy. Narad, the creator of mischief. Satyabhama was proud and vain of her good looks. She prided herself on her pure love for Krishna, and yet she was jealous of Rukmini, the goddess of wealth, Lakshmi. However, Rukmini let nothing come in the way of her devotion to Krishna and served him with love and devotion. One day, sage Narad, the creator of mischief, came to Dwarka. He met Satyabhama and asked her innocently, "Is it really true that Lord Krishna loves Rukmini more than you?" Satyabhama was shocked. "You are far more beautiful and charming than her. Don't you think you deserve more attention?" asked Narad again. "What should I do to gain his undivided attention? You are my only hope now, divine sage," she pleaded with him. Narad, who was always eager to cause confusion, said, "That is my whole point of visit. I have a great plan to bring Krishna back to you." Satyabhama listened attentively. Satyabhama's vow. Sage Narad advised Satyabhama, "Make a vow that you will hand over Lord Krishna as alms, daan to me, but I will allow you to trade him in for an equivalent weight of your riches. Seeing that you are willing to trade in your wealth for him, Lord Krishna will admire you for your sacrifice and will keep you close to him. But I do not know if your wealth will suffice to balance out Krishna's weight." Proud as ever, Satyabhama said angrily, "I am the daughter of Satrajit. My wealth is limitless. I am sure that I have enough to balance Lord Krishna. We will carry on with this plan of yours." Then she rushed to Krishna and hurriedly told him about her unfortunate vow to Narad. Krishna patiently listened to her and nodded his head. Actually, she felt possessive of Krishna and wanted him all for herself. So he decided to teach her a lesson. Satyabhama gives Krishna away. Satyabhama commanded servants to bring out the large scales used to weigh grains and groceries. She also sent the treasurer to bring out all her jewels and gold to the garden of the palace. Then, gently leading Krishna, she went to the weighing scales. All the ministers stared at the scales. Krishna was quiet all the time. Soon, Lord Krishna, other queens too hurried to the garden. Satyabhama gave away Krishna as alms, daan to Narad. The other wives of Krishna were shocked at this, but being ever dutiful, they did not speak out in front of everyone. Narad then gave her the option of taking back Krishna by presenting him with an equivalent weight of riches. Amidst loud sighs of relief, Satyabhama agreed to it. She placed Krishna on one plate of the scales and started piling up the gold and gemstones on the other plate. Weighing Lord Krishna by scales. Satyabhama kept adding more and more of her wealth on the plate of the scales, but the plate with Krishna did not even budge. Narad kept warning her, "Remember, if you fail to supply me with sufficient wealth, Krishna will forever be a slave to me. I can even bid him out to anyone I want." Satyabhama was thoroughly frightened. Swallowing her pride, she begged the other wives to give her their jewels so that they might retain Krishna. Out of their devotion to their husband, the wives removed every gold ornament on their bodies. However, the scales showed no signs of motion. All the gold in Dwarka was brought and piled up, but to no avail. Then Krishna said slyly, "Look, Satyabhama, because of your foolish vow, I have to be a slave to this sage." Narad was making Krishna to do all sorts of work, cleaning, sweeping and fanning. Satyabhama was desperate to get him back. Satyabhama humbled. In desperation, Satyabhama rushed to Rukmini's private chambers and requested for help. Rukmini plucked a single leaf of tulsi, sacred basil, and went to the weighing scales. Praying to Krishna, Rukmini placed the single tulsi leaf on all the piled up wealth. The plate on which Krishna sat flew up and remained underbalanced. "Try removing your riches, Satyabhama," Krishna said smilingly. Satyabhama removed all her riches until nothing but the single tulsi leaf sat on the plate. Yet it weighed more than Krishna. "You gave all your riches to me, but there was no devotion in that offering. But Rukmini offered me a tulsi leaf with utmost love and devotion," said Krishna, and he left with his wives. Satyabhama was humbled. With tears in her eyes, she said to Narad, "Thank you for teaching me this lesson today. I will never underestimate the power of devotion and love towards Lord Krishna." Narad smiled and left Dwarka, chanting Lord Krishna's name. Krishna and Sudama. Krishna and Sudama were childhood friends. While Lord Krishna ruled Dwarka, Sudama led a life of poverty. One day his wife could not bear to see the children hungry and said, "Can't you ask Lord Krishna for help?" Sudama agreed but decided that he would not ask Krishna for anything. Then Sudama's wife borrowed some puffed rice from a neighbor and gave it to Sudama as a gift for Krishna. When Sudama came to Dwarka, Krishna was overjoyed. Then he saw his pouch and snatched it from his hand. "Puffed rice, my favorite dish," said Krishna, and he ate a handful of rice greedily. Before he could take a second handful, Rukmini stopped him, saying, "One mouthful will give him all that he needs, my lord." The next morning, Sudama left Dwarka. As he approached his house, he saw a grand mansion. His wife and children came out wearing jewels and fine clothes. He thanked Lord Krishna with tears in his eyes.
Thanks for watching. Do like, share, subscribe to Sahil Book House.